Joining us now, Van Hipp, American Defense International Chairman. Van, it's really shocking. I don't think anyone saw this coming, at least at this time. And we don't want to speculate too much. We'll be hearing from President Trump and Nikki Haley shortly. But your initial thoughts?
Well, she has been such an effective UN ambassador and an integral part, Charles, of what I believe has been one of the best foreign policy teams this country has had in recent memory, with her, with Secretary Pompeo and John Bolton. So it's going to be important to not miss a step, not miss a beat, to have someone who can fill her shoes. She's done so much, I think, with North Korea. The things she's done there with the General Assembly and on the Security Council with the sanctions. She's been a great UN ambassador, and she's done a lot of little things that you don't see. I'll give you a case in point. It was Nikki Haley who led the way and got this president to appoint another former South Carolina governor, David Beasley, to head the World Food Program. You don't hear much about that, but that has been making a difference. This guy has brought business management principles to an $8 billion sub-agency, if you will, of the UN, and he has carried the fight to radical Islamic terrorism in Africa, where they've tried to expand and recruit people with food. He's on the ground to counter them. He went to North Korea right before the Trump-Kim Jong-un summit, got in there, and I actually talked to him when he got back, and told me he could sense a real difference. I mean, things were happening there on the ground in North Korea he'd not seen before. So she's done a lot of other things like that that you don't normally see. So this is a shock.
Van, she was. People have been talking, America's version of Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Lady. She has been at the UN reading the Riot Act. She has stood tall against the tyrants of the UN, and it's amazing. I mean, people have looked up, everyone looks up to her as, as the emerging star in the administration. Of course, everyone's going to want to guess what her next move is, but it's going to be tough to replace her.
It will be, and people have always underestimated her. I remember when she was a state representative in Lexington County, South Carolina. She came from Bamberg. Her parents were immigrants. They've always underestimated her, and then too, she had been a good governor in South Carolina. She becomes the UN ambassador. People said, does she have any foreign policy background or experience? And look what she did. What a learn-up curve. And, man, she just, we had not had a UN ambassador like that since John Bolton had been UN ambassador.
And it also felt like it brought back a sense of importance to the position, right? Because I think a lot of Americans, particularly Republicans, don't have a great feeling for the UN. I mean, it's always been anti-American, anti-West, anti-Israel. And so we've kind of wrote it off, and it was becoming a tool, a very effective tool, to implement some of our vision, some of this administration's visions.
That's a very good point, and it also showed that position could be effective once again. I mean, it wasn't just a ceremonial post as it has been in some administrations. She actually did things, and working closely with our allies like Great Britain and others, and also to put pressure on China to enforce sanctions against North Korea. Let's not forget, a lot of money laundering had been taking place through Chinese banks in North Korea for years and years, and even our Treasury Department will tell you that largely has been shut down. Yes, she has been a very strong UN ambassador who actually accomplished much.
In the midst of these real intense negotiations with North Korea and with China, the timing it seems maybe a little unfortunate. Do you think that it will interfere at all?
I don't think so. I mean, I think that you've got Secretary Pompeo, what a sense of history he has. Don't forget, he was the one as the CIA director who established that back channel to North Korea. We found out afterwards. So, and you've got a president who foreign policy has wound up being one of his strengths and his strong suits. And I think it's because he has what I call a style of one-on-one diplomacy and personal engagement. He doesn't show up at these summits and meet world leaders as part of a group. He picks up the phone and calls them and gets to know them. That is making a difference. Look what he's done with Abe in Japan, and he's done it with leaders across the entire globe. And I think it's kind of caught the Chinese a little flat-footed.
Van, President Trump has just put a tweet out. Let me share it with you and the audience and then get your thoughts. Quote, big announcement with my friend, Ambassador Nikki Haley, in the Oval Office at 10:30 a.m. It's a tweet that suggests that this is amicable.
Or maybe something else in store for her.
Yeah, there could be something else in store. Now, I was working my way up to that with you, Van. I don't know what positions are open per se, but what other role could Nikki Haley play in this administration?
Stay tuned. I think she's got a bright future.
Well, I don't doubt that.
Where?
I think we all agree that Nikki Haley, I loved her as South Carolina's governor. And I got to be honest with you, she made decisions there that rubbed some conservatives the wrong way. And she also was very independent at the UN. There were times that she pushed back against the president. And I think that galvanized her as being a strong person, a strong American who, to your point, has a very bright future.
And this president respects that, and he respects her. And in a way, she's like him in that it's a chess game, and you wonder what Nikki Haley's doing, what President Trump is doing, and then you figure out they are 2 moves ahead of you.
Well, maybe today we'll catch up and learn what the next move or 2 might be.
That's right.
And again, it's really remarkable because we're talking about, Van, where we have an administration where a year ago, we go back a year ago, and the complaint was President Trump was ham-fisted. The tweets weren't presidential. That he was going about things in such an unorthodox way that they were bound to fail. And he's had a series of successes, right? So we had the new NAFTA. We've got trade deals with South Korea. We've made progress in North Korea. North Korea. And now you don't hear those things anymore. No one's saying that the approach is wrong, and no one is even saying that the aims are wrong. It felt like President Trump, for a lot of the establishment, and you know him better than anyone else, that his goals were so lofty and his tactics were so, for lack of a better word, crude or unstatesmanlike, and now everyone believes he can achieve it all.
Yeah, I think the establishment is dumbfounded. But let's look at it. This president has put America back to work. He's put this country back to work, and he's kept us safe. And he has strengthened, I believe he has strengthened our relationships with allies, and he's reached out to people who in the past haven't been our allies to try to get them on board. And I think that's what's kept folks like countries like China off balance. They haven't figured them out.